Scorpio, welcome to your mid-July 2022 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. Gee, Major Arcana much? I think this is your card. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to pick an additional card. Let me see. Which card will I pick? Oh, more Major Arcana action. I'm putting this down here. I'm putting it down there. Oh, wow. This is beautiful. You really have an interesting spread here, Scorpio. And I'm not even putting two and two together. I'm just talking about these cards. So the heart of the matter is the High Priestess, which is definitely a spiritually leaning card. Just even with mundane matters, the High Priestess can indicate that there's more to the story, that there's something that needs to be sussed out in your life. Maybe somebody is withholding information that you need. Maybe you are sensing, as the water sign that you are, that something isn't all there in terms of whatever it is that you're dealing with. Or you can simply be involving yourself in spiritual matters more than you usually are. Maybe you're studying something metaphysical. Maybe you're in a mystery school. In the past position is the Fool card. So there's some kind of a new path for you. The Fool card is connected to Uranus. So this could be, like an offbeat kind of activity that you're engaged in. Yeah, you have this Aquarius energy. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and the star card is connected to Aquarius. But it doesn't have to be a person. It's the Aquarius can deal with astrology, galactic information, and that might be something that is pulling you in a certain direction, but you don't really understand why, but you're going to go with it maybe. The higher message is the Six of Pentacles, and this is a card of give and take. See the person holding the scales. The scales represent equality, maybe like justice. And with these people, you see that there's the haves and the have-nots. The person who is dressed in finery has the ability to kind of help the less fortunate, and that indicates that they have the means to do so. But this can also be within the workplace, within a job, that you are getting what you are worth, because the energy exchange is commensurate, if that's how you say it, with the salary that you're given. So it's like a more fair energy exchange. This is also a card of inheritance, but in the spiritual, in this position, I don't know if that would really qualify. If you have changed careers, or you're thinking of it, it might be in the spiritual capacity, and this is a whole new world for you. What crosses you is the Hermit. So it can be the person who is, trying to maybe get into a healing arts profession, but they're not taking wisdom into consideration. So they're kind of not walking the talk sometimes. And that could be the willfulness that Scorpio sometimes possesses, or just the ego that wants to run the show, that doesn't have a sense of humility and is being very headstrong or uncooperative, wants what it wants when it wants it. And really, when you're on the spiritual path, you have to practice surrender. You have to practice humility. You can't just, it's like that saying, not my will, but thy will. And it doesn't mean that you are sacrificing your well-being for anything. This idea of God, it really is something where you don't need to always be front and center. You're perfectly fine taking a kind of like a background placement instead of having to be front and center all the time. And that, the hermit is about spending time alone. I mean, like a literal solitude. So maybe you've been too social, and that has cut down on your ability to tune in, I'm not going to say turn on, tune in and drop out. Tune in and tune out. Tune out the world, I mean. Okay. Okay, I did that. What's coming in is the Eight of Cups. I say that this is your card because you're the 8th house. Walking away from what no longer serves you. I got this for another sign. I think it was Libra. I just did. And what I was saying is, it's not just about walking away, though. It's about knowing where you're heading towards, so that you're not just escaping a situation that you don't like, but you have this sense of because the Eight of Cups can be that your heart isn't in something anymore, so you need to walk away from it. But let's say it's a job, and maybe at one time you really felt fed by that job. You really felt like it was resonant with your, you really vibed with what it stood for. But then after a while, you no longer had that same feeling for it. And being able to walk away from something, knowing that there's something else that is meant for you, that is really a great feeling. I'm not talking about leaving a relationship and then having somebody waiting in the wings. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about having a vision for your life, and knowing what it is that you're looking for. The outcome is the Five of Cups. There may be something in terms of a past ending that you need to kind of integrate. You might be in that mourning stage that it's over with. You had a lunar eclipse in your sign in May, and maybe now it's starting to hit you 2 months later. Scorpio, the eclipses can be in play after the official eclipse or even before the official eclipse time. And maybe there's some major change in your life, and you have been kind of with the Hermit in the challenge position, maybe you've been kind of social, being distracted by friends and other activities, and it hasn't really sunk in what has gone on, and you have to kind of look at that the person is turning their back on 2 cups that are upright. So the situation may be actually a blessing in disguise, but you will have to really analyze this in your own time so that you can truly see this, because you may be tempted to see a certain situation in your life as either good or bad. There's like an extreme quality with Scorpio, and it's very hard for Scorpio. That's why the Eight of Cups even exists, as far as I'm concerned, because it's very hard for you to continue to do something or be with someone if you're not feeling it. And yet, sometimes if you're not feeling something, there still may be a good reason to stick around for a little while. Like, for instance, a job. You might be like, oh God, this job is not for me anymore, but you don't have a lot of money saved and you don't really have another job to go to. So unless it was really a danger to your well-being, it might be worth your while to stay in that job, because it gives you some sort of income, and it keeps you, it keeps you in that flow of activity. But if you have your heart set on something and you're like, oh God, I just can't do this anymore. And with the Fool card, this might have been this portal, this opening of an entirely new way of living, the 0 point. And the eclipses certainly can point to that as well. I picked a clarification card. I got the Star card, Faith in Unseen Forces. So if there is some kind of even a personal loss, like somebody in your life who has passed, that is kind of like changing your life. Like I wouldn't say with the Five of Cups that this is somebody who is going to pass away. I feel like this could be what the High Priestess is all about in the first place, that if you have experienced some kind of a loss of someone, that it has triggered that spirituality inherent within yourself. There are a lot of people who kind of shun any kind of spiritual practice, but they still have a highly developed sense of the spiritual, whether they consciously know it or not. And sometimes it takes like a death of somebody that they love to put them back on that path. And this may even be like a loved one who is trying to contact you, and they really want to relay a message to you. And you have to be still and know. You have to be able to be there to receive it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I have specials going on for double readings. You can find out more information at the link below. Take care. Bye.